Welcome to practice. My name is Laura, and the props I have today are blankets, a bolster, yoga blocks, and a strap. And the invitation is to start in a seat that works for you. You are welcome to sit in a chair. It does not have to be cross-legged on the floor. We may be rocking sits bones back and perhaps propping underneath the thighs or underneath the knees. And just take a few moments to arrive. We might give a little wiggle, a little wobble. Taking a full deep inhalation through the nostrils and exhale, releasing, letting it go. Let's bend palms to face forward and invite some movement into the fingers. Just let them move in any way that feels right for you at this moment. And then stilling the fingers, resting the eyes. Let the thumb and index fingerprints very softly come together. Feel the ribs expand with the inhalation. Notice the softening inwards with the exhalation. Consider bending left elbow and reaching that left arm up in the air, going for some lift, some reach, maybe bringing some movement back into the fingers. Feeling breath inside body. Letting that arm release down. Inviting that left shoulder to shrug up and drop. Circling left shoulder. Reverse direction, circle, second direction. Bending second elbow, reaching that second arm up in the air. Maybe bringing small movements back into the fingers. Observing side body. Noticing how the breath moves the ribs in the side body. Letting the arm release down. And the shoulder may shrug and drop. Shrug and drop. Perhaps circling that shoulder and then bringing both shoulders into it. One shoulder and then the other. And then pause. Put the brakes on for a moment and reverse direction with the shoulder rolls. Give a little wobble, a little rock. And let's find left earlobe. I'm mirroring directionally, tipping left ear towards its shoulder. The chin may tilt in towards the chest. The head may nod. And perhaps we use the left hand, to just support the head back to center. So as you feel ready, second side, right ear tipping towards its shoulder, checking in with that second side of the neck. The chin may nod. And perhaps we support the cheek back to center, rubbing the hands together. So especially if your hands are chilly, maybe you can breathe on them a little bit. Bring your fingers to the sides of the neck and perhaps the back of the neck. And maybe coming to that area where the neck and the shoulder meet. It's often an area where we hold some tension. And releasing, breathing, letting eyes rest. Body may sigh. Letting go of tension from the brow, the jaw, the neck. Consider holding on to the knees and rounding the back. And then rocking forward, rolling up. The chin may rise. Exhale, rounding down. And inhale, rolling up. Let's bring it to a neutral position. Spin the palms forward, bringing the arms high, gently twisting to your right side. Full, easeful breathing. And let's inhale, moving back through the middle, and exhale, rotating, twisting, second side. Slowing it down, listening to how the body is feeling. Let's inhale back through center. Thumbs find the brow, thumbs find the heart. Extending fingers forward, circling the wrists. Let's go the other way. How are the wrists feeling? How are the forearms feeling? Let's connect palms together and consider bringing right wrist on top of left. If you go the other way, that's fine. Palms face the floor, palms face in. Your check for this, can you clap your hands? So this is just a little check. Weaving the fingers together, we may bend the elbows. Please stop at any point. It can be very intense. The knuckles may point towards the ground, towards your sternum, towards the chin. Maybe it's already intense. Some of us might be reaching knuckles forward. It may seem impossible. It does change. Go ahead and go back and forth just to the place that works for you at this time. Let's unwind, second wrist on top. So that might be left wrist on top, palm down, palm in, the silly check, the clapping. Weave the fingers, knuckles down, towards the sternum. Maybe we're stopping, towards the chin, maybe knuckles forward. So it might be far more than we want to fully extend the arms. So just listen to what feels right in your body. Releasing. How are those shoulders? We might find some juicier shoulder rolls. The side body may find a little glide. Reverse, go the other way. Let's find our props. Bringing the props forward to the shins, exploring a little bit of a forward fold, maybe with a glide. Finding a place where you can drop in for the next few breath cycles. We may sigh. We may part the lips, just let the tension from the day release. And we'll start to rise back up, bringing the hands over the left knee, for example. If you went the other way, that's fine. Tipping in. Breathing into right side ribs, those long side ribs. And we'll rise back up and bring it over to the second side. Maybe we're spinning the props a little higher. Let's find our way back to center, rocking back. Notice which foot you have on top or in front. Extend the legs, give a little wiggle. Reverse the cross of the legs. So maybe like me, you went back to that kind of instinctual side. Take a moment and switch it up. Let's extend the left arm up in the air, turning the head over towards the right. The chin may dip closer to the chest. You could certainly put your hand on the floor. You might be putting your hand on a prop, tipping, leaning side, bending, lengthening over to the right. We may have movement in fingers. We may bring the hand to the back of the head and slowly rise back up, sliding in, sitting with the breath. Releasing, slackening the jaw, letting the tension melt away from the shoulders. We may be moving a prop over to that second side. The right arm may be rising, reaching up in the air. We may be looking left, tipping, leaning over to that left side. Full deep breath, that whole right side body. And perhaps bending that top elbow, making our way back up, releasing the arm down, sitting with breath. We may give a little wobble just to shake off the last droplets of tension from the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. Consider weaving the fingers together behind the head. And we may be arching back, tipping back. Elbows could be wide. We might have the elbows more forward. What feels right for you? Gradually sliding the shoulders up and over the hips, reaching the heels of the hands high, bending one elbow, and then trading sides, bending the other elbow. And we might just find that little movement back and forth. And let's again twist, turn over to the right side. This time as we come to the right, fingertips may stay down. We may take the right hand behind the back, rolling the head of the shoulder back. Let's unwind, bring it back to the middle, spin the palms forward, invite the arms high. And as we exhale, rotating, twisting, second side, back to the left. Maybe a little nod of the head. We may be wrapping the left forearm, the left hand behind the back, rolling the head of the shoulder back, and very gently releasing back to center. Now we might grab a couple of props and bring them forward for that forward tip. Maybe there's a little wander, a meander. We may just find a spot, and maybe it's higher up with this leg in front or on top, supporting the brow. Where could we find a little more ease? Perhaps it's squeeging the brow, inviting the release of more tension from the brow. So let's rise up and consider, do this with eyes closed. So feel free to watch first. You may want to warm the hands up again. Slide the fingers up the middle of the brow and then take them wide. Draw them down by the temples towards your chin, circling up the nose. You're just circling both hands around the face. And then we'll release and perhaps find the props, and we may be framing the right knee and tipping out, side bending, finding that forward side bend over towards the right. You're welcome to linger a little longer. We'll bring it over to the second side, tipping in. Now let's rise back up, extending the legs. Give that little wiggle through the knees. How are the knees feeling? We may take the fingers underneath the knees, circling kind of claw-like around the knees. Go ahead and go behind the knees, inner knees, tops of the knees. And we're going to think about coming up to stand. So how would you like to get there today? Maybe there's a cross of the ankles. We might be grabbing a couple of blocks. We might put them on there, set it, and press down and give ourselves a little boost to rise up. Clear your space, unwind the legs so that you can tip into a forward fold. Letting the head be heavy. We may be nodding the head, perhaps swaying the hips. Let's rise part way up. So coming just halfway up, long side bodies. Walking the hands back over towards the right. Please bend the knees as much as you like. We may be working legs closer to straight and rolling the left hip back. Bringing the hands forward, find that length, long side ribs. Walking the hands around to the second side, again, perhaps approaching with bent knees, and then working legs closer to straight, maybe rolling that right hip back a little bit more. We'll bring ourselves back to center, tipping in, finding your forward fold. Bringing bend into the knees, forearms to thighs. The hips may sink a little lower. Take your time, coming all the way up to stand. Shift it out, shift out anything that needs it. Maybe you've been sitting for a bit today. So as we bring ourselves to stand, feet, hips distance, toes wide, palms spin to face forward. Circling the arms up in the air, and as we exhale, tipping in, leaning in. We may be finding our blocks up at the top, short edge of the mat, keeping right foot forward and sending left leg back. Perhaps a little rock forward and back, hello left toes, so the left foot, run to that left thigh, let the hips come higher, slide the right foot in, bend with the right knee, stepping left foot forward. We might take a little walk further forward, chest rising, left foot stays forward, right leg reaching backward. And we may be finding those shifts forward, back, a little right toes, arch of the foot, front of the right thigh. Breathing into belly, the hips may come higher, make it easier to slide the left foot back, bending into the knee, stepping right foot forward. Take as many steps as needed. We might even continue walking a little closer to that top foot edge of the mat. Tipping in, folding in. Option to bring the hands down onto the ground, walking the feet back into a down face dog. Perhaps we're pedaling, shifting slowly side to side. So we may drop that right heel towards the ground, peel the left heel up, turning left knee a little to the right. You might find a little waggle of left knee. And then just take a walk, and when you're ready, second side, right heel rising. Right knee may waggle over to the left. Look for ease in the neck. So unlike the way I was just craning my head up to look at the devices, let the head droop. Take a little walk, slide on forward into plank, let the knees land, and we'll just slither down to the belly. Releasing onto the forearms, and take that little meandering wander. Side, slowly to side. Hello, front body. Maybe we have some tension in the front body. Turning the head towards the right, chin to the right. We may bend the left knee and find a little waggle of the leg. Breathing belly against the ground. How does that hip feel? Perhaps even circling the lower leg. Reversing direction so that we're circling in both directions. Landing the foot. Now we may tuck the toes under and lift the knee, that left knee side. Pressing back through the heel, let the knee lower, point the foot. Head back to your little wander, right to left, very slowly. Really just feeling into it. Eventually commit to lingering a little more to the left. Maybe we've gone a little more to the left with the chin. We may bend that right knee. Make sure you can still fully breathe, and we may find that lower right leg waggle. A tip right, a tip left, perhaps circling, and circling second direction. We may head back into the waggle. You might be omitting the circling, what feels right for you. So let the leg come down. We're centering the head. We're tucking the right toes. Press back through the heel. So the knee rises. There's a lengthening of the leg backwards. The knee drops. Point the foot. Let the forehead come down to the ground. Slide the hands back. Roll the shoulders forward. Start to lift the shoulders towards the ceiling. Slide the shoulders towards the hips. Let the chest rise up, rolling up, rolling back down to the ground. Consider taking your hands out wider, so perhaps wider than your mat, tenting your fingers and stacking elbows over the wrists. The chest may rise, slowly rolling up and releasing back down. We may lift the tented fingers, lift the chest, side bend towards your right. Let the fingertips come down. Chest may rise. You can always be on the hands instead of fingertips. Releasing, lift the hands, pivot over to the left. Chest rising and releasing. Let's find the middle. Sweep the legs together and perhaps crisscross the forearms. Option to support the brow or maybe turn the head to one side. You might prefer to take the arms back and rest on a cheek. We may bend both knees. Flex, point the feet, flex, point. Separate the feet wide enough so that you can try circling the ankles and reversing direction. And then just sway the legs a little bit side to side. We may turn that into a full circle. Go the other way, circling second direction. Landing the feet, planting the hands. Let's press back to child's pose. So you're welcome to use a block under the brow, a blanket. We might be grabbing a big cushion like a bolster. We could even put it on an incline, stacking it up so that we can tip in. Now, if you're using a bolster and blocks together, you usually want to do two. So the far block is taller than the near block. So as we tip in, we may be turning the head to one side if we're using a bolster. Let the eyes rest. Let the body sigh. Full deep breathing around the low back. If you are turning your head to one side, consider palms down, slide the hands in, rise up just enough to rotate the nose tip in the second direction. Let the arms re-extend forward. Breathing into back ribs. Spinning palms to face down, slide the hands in. Take a few moments to rise up. So if you built a prop structure, go ahead and move the bolster out of the way. Maybe keep the blocks handy. If you like a little extra padding for the knee, put it on the left side of your mat. So let's bring blocks or block hands further forward. Left knee onto the padding, onto the shin, and extend that right knee. Hitching back, reaching back through that right heel. Start to round the back like cat pose. So the shoulder blades are widening. And then release into what feels like a more neutral position. You may need to move the hands a little wider or perhaps a little further forward in order to lift the right leg up. Let's draw the knee to the nose so the back is rounding. Inhale, extend. We may do that once or twice more. Knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Knee to nose. And this time as you extend, bend the knee out to the side like you're bringing it up to your shoulder. Reach the leg back. Try it again. Knee towards the shoulder. Reach it back. Let's put the toes down. Move your right hand closer to the left. So we're creating a runway for the foot. So leg rises, draw the knee towards the shoulder, step the foot outside the hand. We may tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and send the back knee a little further back. We might adjust our hands or blocks a little further forward, maybe a little bit lower. We might find just a little sway, perhaps tipping towards a little toe side of right foot, tipping towards that left hip. The right knee might move out to the right a little bit. We may land the right foot, and perhaps we're angling the right toes a bit out towards 1 o'clock-ish, depending on how this feels for you. There is absolutely no hurry. So let's angle the right toes up towards 12 o'clock. We'll send the hips a bit further back, and if the blocks are at their lowest setting, bring them up to medium, and then maybe up to high. Perhaps sliding the right foot further back. So we have a pretty sturdy base, and bringing the left hand down to the ground. Left hand to the floor, right hand, right thigh. We might take the right fingers and rotate them in, twisting towards the right. We may tuck the left toes and lift that left knee, perhaps wiggle left foot further back. We might be reaching top arm up in the air, what feels best in your body in this moment. So the hips may rise, planting right hand down to the ground, mindful of your blocks, left hand to the ground, sliding, stepping, right foot back. So we're finding our way back into that dog. Now we may drop the right heel and heel the left heel up Keeping left leg a little closer to straight this time. That left hip may feel like it's hiking higher than the right. Then left heel down, right heel rising, right hip a little higher than the left. We may just shift back and forth. And let's slide forward, find that plank position. Let the knees drop. And we'll come back towards a kneeling seat. Find any knee cushioning you're using. Bring it to the right, maybe right underneath that right knee. And we'll navigate hands forward on the blocks or not. So take a few moments, make sure the knee's okay. Reaching the left leg back, pitching back through the heel. And again, we may widen the shoulder blades. Feel that rounding of the back. Let yourself breathe. We're not holding the breath. Maybe you're deciding the blocks need to be lower or higher. And then drop it back to what feels like a more neutral position. And if you need to adjust the hands in order to lift the back leg, please do. So back leg rises, and we're drawing the knee to the nose. Inhale, extending. Exhale to round. Inhale to extend. Maybe one more. So we'll reach that leg back, and this time we'll draw the knee towards left shoulder and reach it back. Knee towards left shoulder and reach it back. And we may just take a moment, put the toes down, the knee down, whatever you need to do to move the left hand closer to the right. So we're making a runway for the foot. The leg rises. We're drawing the knee towards the shoulder, stepping left foot forward. Feel free to adjust the blocks, higher, lower. Maybe we're heel toeing left foot a little wider as we find our way in. There doesn't have to be movement. We may sway the hips a little more to the right. We may tip towards the little toe side of left foot. Left knee may tip a little left. Eventually sliding the hips back, adjust the blocks, adjust the foot as needed. We may be taking right hand to the ground, left hand to the knee, with the left fingertips facing in. So we may just roll the head of that left shoulder forward and appreciate the shoulder stretch. We might be tucking right toes, wiggling, sending that right foot back and reaching left arm up in the air. So the hips may rise as we cycle that left hand down to the ground, right hand to the ground, sliding, stepping, left foot back, shifting it out. We may have a little shift side to side, right to left. Let's release down onto the knees. So we're sitting back for a kneeling position and giving you options. We might first just try this on our back, and then we'll come back into dog in a moment. So we may come onto our back and find your right leg. Reach the right leg up in the air. Push up through that heel, point up through the toes. Try out your ankle circles in this orientation, and then bend the knee with the ankle dorsiflex. So pulling the toes towards the knee. Turn the knee out, turn the knee in. So just like we did in that lunge position a moment ago, but on our back, we've got a little more freedom. You might make it a little juicier, make it feel more like you're drawing figure eights in the air with your knee and your foot. How does that feel in the hip? And then consider extending the leg with the toes, the knee turning or dialing out towards the right. Rebend, approaching a figure four position. And we may turn that right knee in towards the sternum. Just see how this feels in that outer thigh, outer hip. And we may open that right knee out to the right. So we might just go a little back and forth and find a spot where, okay, you're just going to pause and breathe through it, see how it feels. It doesn't have to be the most intense. Maybe it's the spot even that feels the most neutral. Re-extend the leg, let the foot come down. Let's rock that left knee in. How's the low back feeling? Might be a nice opportunity to draw some figure eights on the sacrum. Reach the leg up. Push up through the heel, point up through the toes. Circle that ankle around, go the other way. Make sure you're fully breathing. We'll land drawing the toes towards the knee and perhaps bend the knee. And kind of think about that lunge position. And we're turning the knee out and the knee in while trying to keep the toes, the toenails, drawing in the direction of the knee. So just feel into the hip. So little side to side movements. And then we may extend the leg up, reach the leg up. And we're dialing, we're turning the whole leg more to the left. It's a little tighter feeling. Perhaps you bend and re-extend. When you're ready, let that ankle come down towards a figure four. We might draw the figure eights with our sacrum in the figure four. We may turn the knee in, knee out. We might just find the movement, stay with the movement. We may find a spot where, okay, that's a little nice, or maybe just a little curious how it's feeling. Eventually re-extending, pointing, letting the foot come back down to the ground, press into the feet, hips rise, sway the hips over to the right, tipping towards right side body. And we'll take a few moments to just roll up into your dog position. And you are welcome to approach it from hands and knees if you prefer. So let's center the left foot and reach that right leg up in the air and draw the knee towards the nose. Inhale, extend, and please feel free to repeat knee to nose. So we're going to do something a little different this time. We'll take that leg up, and as we draw the leg forward, instead of stepping forward to a lunge, don't go quite as far forward as you would for a lunge. And then turn all the toes, both feet, towards the long right edge of the mat. So we kind of have that figure four angle with the right leg, and we may have both hands down. We might bring that left hand a little further forward and gradually let that outer left hip come down towards the floor. Take a few moments. We're letting the left shoulder gently shrug up towards the earlobe. If you find that the left hip bone on the floor is a little hard, a little uncomfortable, by all means bend the left knee. But we might have the underleg, the left leg straight. Breathing, it can be a lot on the side body. So to come out of this, we may just shift onto the right hand, come down onto left forearm. We may extend the right leg, point the foot, and roll onto the belly. And then just find those little wobbles until you are completely on the belly, chest rising. Letting the body breathe. Let's release down, brow towards the ground. Slide the hands back. Shoulders roll forward towards the earlobes, up towards the ceiling. Scapula towards the hips. Chest rising. Rolling back down to the ground. We may reach the arms back. We may lift the chest. We may lift the legs. Planting hands, drop the feet, pressing back into a child's pose. We may creep the fingers a little further forward. Sliding the hands in, rounding up into a very light fingertips, cat pose. Rounding the back, maybe a little shift side to side, clustering the fingers, just possibilities, and flexing the wrists. Let's navigate hands forward, toes tucking. So we'll be coming into dog to do this on the second side. I'm going to spin around. Please don't feel like you have to do that at all. So we're in that dog position. We may pedal it out. Find the version of dog that feels the best for you. And then eventually center right foot. And the left leg is the lifting. And we're drawing the knee to the nose. And perhaps inhale, extending. And exhale, finding the rounding. And inhale, extending. The knee to the nose, stepping that left foot part of the way forward, turning all of the toes to that long left side of the mat. And we may be slowly lowering outer right hip, outer right leg down to the ground. If you need to move that right hand a little further forward or come onto the forearm, please do. Breathing into right side ribs. Letting that right shoulder shrug up towards the earlobe. We may have a very active underfoot or right foot. We might be bending the knee if it's feeling a little too intense. There's no hurry. You are welcome to stay longer. So we may be shifting the weight into top hand, left hand, so that we can come onto the right forearm, just to make it easier to extend left leg and roll over onto the belly. Maybe finding some wobbles, bringing yourself back onto the mat if you didn't quite land there. So we may point the feet and the chest may rise. Rolling down to the ground, we may reach the arms back. We may lift the legs and we may tip lean over to one side. Find the middle, tip lean second side. Find the middle, come on down, take a rest. Let the shoulders drape. We may roll the heels out. We may give a little rock to the legs. That may feel the best. And then consider bending both knees and crossing one shin in front of the other. So you're Xing the lower legs. Open and then trade. So you don't have to go to the full range of motion on the open. Just going back and forth, back and forth. Let the toes land, tuck the toes, lift the knees, ratchet the legs back and perhaps a little closer together. You might turn your head to the second side, just a possibility. You might go forehead down or crisscross the forearms. So let's bend both knees and the ankles are active again. So the toes are drawing towards the knees. So this will be like kind of an upside down march, if you will. Lift the sole of the right foot up towards the ceiling. The thigh is lifting. We're hugging the inner leg towards midline. Let the thigh drop. Left leg rises. Hug that inner thigh into midline. Loves to go wide. Let it drop. We don't want it to cause pain in the knee, though, hugging it in. So right foot, left foot. I should move my hands out of the way. I'm not really pressing into the hands. Going back and forth. Left foot, right foot. If you started with the right leg, end with the left. Let the feet come down, plant the hands, roll on back, child's pose. Breathing around the shoulders. So we might rise up just enough to find our knee cushion. So pad both knees this time. Come back to hands and knees and perhaps take the knees wide, toes maybe touching or pointing in towards one another. Invite the right arm up in the air, like our lunge twist. Cycle that right arm overhead, drawing the thumb to the left. Let that right hand land, left arm reaching high. Take that left arm overhead, draw the thumb to the right. Let the hand come down. Reach that right arm back up in the air. You can stick with this version. You might thread the right arm under the chest. You might use a prop for the shoulder, for the cheek. We may come all the way down onto right cheek and widen the left hand. We may sway the hips a little more to the right and extend that left leg back. Perhaps we take that left hand overhead or even diagonally towards the right upper corner of the mat. If we brought the knee up, release the knee down, slide the hand in. Take your time, sitting back, sitting into a child's pose. And then as we rise up, extract the right arm, reach that right arm high. Cycle the arm overhead, thumb drawing left. Let that right hand cycle down to the ground. So second side when you are ready. Left arm reaching up, arm into the twist. Perhaps threading the arm under the chest, perhaps releasing to shoulder, tucking the chin, releasing to the cheek. Use that right hand as a kickstand. We may sway the hips a little more left and tuck the right toes. We may wiggle that right heel back. Maybe the right arm is reaching overhead, maybe even diagonally towards the left. And eventually bringing right knee down, sliding right thumb closer to the nose. Now we might be pressing back towards a threaded child's pose. And eventually rising up, reaching left arm high, cycling left arm overhead, thumb to the right. Let that hand land. Option to tuck the toes, elevate the hips, and take a walk. Walking the feet up to the hands. We might clear, knee padding off the mat. We may land in a forward fold with tented fingers. Perhaps we're encircling big toes, first two fingers and a thumb. Putting bend in the knees, forearms to thighs, take your time. Let the hips sink. So you're feeling lightheaded, just go slowly, maybe keep the arms low. We may rise up. Some of us might choose to circle the arms overhead, thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. Maybe pull all the shirts down. And let's step our feet wide onto the long edges of the mat. Heel toe, feet wide. Find your right leg, pivot right toes towards a short edge of the mat, toes fan. Go for the lunge. Extend. Head into the lunge, shoulders forward. We may keep hands on hips. We might put thumbs at the chest and extend both arms, palms down. Chin may move over to the right. Perhaps we sink a little deeper. Maybe the knee and the hip say, please come up a little higher. We may place left hand on the hip and sweep that right arm over to the left, or perhaps press left hand right, right hand left. We might lunge a little deeper still. Rise up, pivot right toes in, left toes out. We may place hands on hips and just say hello to the lunge. We may find a place where we have hands on hips. We might open both arms and peer left. Tipping, leaning over to the right, option to keep that right hand on the hip. We might lunge, bend a little deeper, rolling the left knee back, rising up, extend, pivot left toes in. If your feet feel like they've slid really wide, heel toe in just a bit. And we may play with the rock forward and back towards the heels, towards the toes, bend knees, tip sits bones back, hands come into blocks, a chair seat, maybe the ground. We may be walking, heels of hands back towards heels of feet. We might turn the heels out a little more. Perhaps peeling the heels of the hands away from the floor to find a little more stretch in the wrists and the forearms. We may turn the hands in the other direction. Perhaps there's a glide of the hips a little side to side. Let's walk the hands forward, come halfway up. Look for the right knee, angle right toes, saying hello to your side lunge, your lateral lunge. We might move the hands, the blocks more right. We may sink a little deeper. And then rising up, angling right toes in, find the middle, left toes out, finding that lateral lunge to the second side. Perhaps the hips come higher. They may sink a little lower. Let the hips rise as we make our way back to the middle. Heel, toe, heel, toe, until the feet are about hips distance. We'll rise part way up. Put as much bend in the knees as you like. We may circle the arms high, thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. So please feel free to use a wall to assist with balance, or we might just be going wall free in the middle of the room. Let's take right toes back, and we can keep the toes back. Hands may come off the wall. Standing back bend, one leg back. Maybe we're bending the right knee and holding the foot with one or both hands, pointing down towards the floor. And the balance may shift. You might find that you're tipping towards the little toe side of standing foot and coming back in. Releasing, shift it out as needed. Set up for second side. So taking second foot back, maybe both hands off the wall, crown of the head high. We might use the wall, bend the knee and hold the foot with one hand. Maybe both hands, keeping crown of the head high. And we might be finding those balance fluctuations through the standing foot. Let's release, let the foot come down, perhaps just take a little walk, shift it out. So you are welcome to stay at the wall. We might stand away from the wall a little bit and heel that right heel up. We may just prop the heel on the inner leg. We may lift the foot up the leg. Maybe we give that foot a little boost and lift it pretty high up the leg. Hands to hips might help with balance. It definitely helps to fix your gaze on something inanimate, something that won't move. You might have the space to extend the arms. We may take the arms overhead. Perhaps we find a steeple grip and side bend towards the up knee, the right knee. We may fall out of it. So we'll move back up through center, let the hands come back to the hips, knee forward, press out, let the foot come down, take a walk, shift it out, whatever you need to do. When you are ready, settling, rooting down through the feet for that second side. So we'll peel left heel up, turning knee out, lifting the leg. Maybe we reach down and give that leg a boost, that foot a boost. Hands may stay on the hips. Arms may move wide, high. We might find a steeple grip and lean towards that left knee, rolling that up knee back. Finding the middle, letting the arms come down, knee forward, reach out, and maybe we fall out of it. Take a little shift. And consider coming back to dog or hands and knees, whichever you prefer. And let's go with our left leg first. So we're bending that left knee and sliding left shin forward. We may wiggle the right foot further back and angle or open that left knee a little wider left. Perhaps we grab some blocks and rest the hands or forearms on blocks. We might keep the back toes tucked and pitch back through that back heel. Is all the weight tipping over to the left? Can we roll that right hip forward down towards the inner left foot a little bit? You may prefer to point the back foot. You're welcome to stay on this left side longer. We might now lean, let yourself tip to the left. Perhaps stacking right hand on top of left and bending right knee. We may lift the shoulders up over the hips. We may lift that right leg and place the right heel in front of the top of the left foot. So if this feels a little too pretzely, please feel free to extend the left leg. So we're rotating, twisting to the right knee, trying to point towards the ceiling. So it's tempting, I'm exaggerating this, but you might discover you're kind of leaning, tipping backwards a little bit. We may want to slide the hand in. That might even mean putting a block underneath the hand. We might have to twist in the other direction where there's more of an open door versus this closed door of the right leg. Breathing around the ribs. Beginning to unwind. And as we unwind, we may just reallocate our props towards the left corner of the mat. And we'll bring right knee forward and send the left leg back, tucking the toes. So perhaps there's a rock to the right, and if we notice it, we can use it rolling over to the left. We might tuck those left toes, ratchet left knee back, hands or forearms, perhaps on props or the ground. We may opt to point the left foot. We might be supporting the brow, maybe on a block or a cushion, the sides of our thumbs. Finding the fullness of the breath. Staying longer if you like. We may be listing over to the right and stacking left elbow on top of right, bending left knee. Letting the shoulders rise up over the hips, left lower leg lifts, placing that left heel in front of right foot. So make any little shifts, any adjustments needed to find your rotation and twist on the second side. And slowly unwinding. And as we unwind, if you have two blocks, and there's more than one way to do this, maybe you have an inflatable balance ball and you could choose to do a back bend on the ball, but I'll demonstrate with the blocks for now. So we'll place one block, it'll be your pillow block, and usually we want it higher, one level higher than your shoulder blade block. Your shoulder blade block could be oriented either way, widthwise or more narrow. So I've started with medium and the lowest possible setting. So as I come down, shoulder blade blocks, just that. I'm going to try to line it up with basically the base of my shoulder blade. And then the pillow block, I'm sliding it right underneath my head. Now the legs could be straight. I've gone for a cross-legged position. The arms may be resting on the ground. If you find the floor is chilly, you can make yourself some blanket or towel wings, some insulation between yourself and the ground. Maybe your sleeves are longer. Letting the eyes rest, let the shoulders rest. Feel the ribs expand with the inhale. Releasing into the support into the earth, into the blocks with each exhale. You're welcome to stay longer. The breath may be deepening, perhaps bringing small movements back into the fingers. You may be bringing the soles of the feet to the ground so the knees point up. If you're on your blocks, just be very careful about rolling off the blocks to rest on one side. We'll take a few moments to press that top hand into the ground to return to a seat. Now, you could use your blanket, you could use a cushion if you like. Bringing stack of blankets or your cushion horizontally across the mat and maybe grabbing a blanket for weight or warmth for the belly. Let the back body now come all the way down to the ground. You might even want to turn your cushion higher or stack it higher. And bringing the blanket across the belly, across the pelvis, resting the hands where they will be warm. Can you find a little more ease between the eyebrows? Soften the tongue, the hinges of the jaw. And let the hips be heavy. Staying as long as you like. The breath may deepen, perhaps bringing movement to fingers, to toes, circling ankles. Perhaps reaching arms overhead and legs long. And exhale, let it go. Bending each knee, sway the hips to one side, resting on side body. Supporting yourself as you feel ready. Back to a seat, maybe with that second favorite leg on top. Connecting the palms, rubbing hands together. Bringing a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Deep inhale. Let it go. Sealing our practice with vibrational sound. Another deep inhale. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this practice with us. Let me know if you have any questions.